Hey guys, today's video is a response to a YouTube subscriber's question. The question is about borderline personality disorder splitting. The first thing I have to say is the splitting behavior, the black or white thinking. That's not just specific to borderline, it's also related to other mental illnesses like antisocial personality disorder, narcissist personality disorder, just to name a few. According to Wikipedia, splitting, also called binary thinking, black and white thinking, all or nothing thinking, or thinking in extremes, is the failure in a person's thinking to bring together the dichotomy of both perceives positive and negative qualities of something into a cohesive, realistic whole. It is a common defense mechanism wherein the individual tends to think in extremes. An individual's actions and motivations are all good or all bad with no middle ground. This kind of dictamus interpretation is contrasted by an acknowledgement of certain nuances known as shades of gray. So the person that has the mental illness today, being borderline personality disorder, is seeing the other person. Most often it's a romantic person. They go through love-hate cycles with the romantic person, also known as splitting, where they split in their mind. One minute, the boyfriend or husband is the greatest partner in the world. The next minute, they want to end the relationship. They want to break up with you. They're telling their family how much of a piece of shit you are. I know this because I've lived this. I've literally dated borderline women that literally would come into my life, love bomb the shit out of me, would literally be having sex with me. Next week, they're telling their family I'm a piece of shit scumbag they want nothing to do with. And then come back a year later, be with me again, So it's this roller coaster when you're dealing with some of these borderline women. It's an absolute nightmare roller coaster because of the splitting. They're failing to see the whole you. They're seeing you as either all good or all bad. They're failing to meet that gray area, which every person has a gray area, right? Not everybody is pure evil or pure good. I think everybody has a good and bad side in that gray area in between. The question from the YouTube subscriber, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. The question of the subscriber is, Steve, I have a question for you to maybe answer in a video. A borderline girlfriend, when she splits on you and she goes to black and white thinking, is that primarily just towards the individual? Because it seems as though the rest of her reality world, but the person that she splits in all of a sudden, is the devil or the worst person in the world. Is this correct or a wrong assumption? Basically, he's saying, the person basically goes goes you know goes from being a good person in their life to all of a sudden they're the devil. And this is common behavior when you're dealing with borderline individuals, when you're dealing with narcissistic females, when you're dealing with females with antisocial personality disorder. um, you do one thing they don't like, they may split. Now you're the worst boyfriend ever. They're breaking up with you. It could be the littlest thing. Sometimes it's an environmental situation. Like one time my girlfriend got her dogs kicked out of my apartment. Bam, that triggered a splitting episode. Now I'm the biggest piece of shit in the world, literally telling her whole family I'm a piece of shit, moving out of my house, literally ghosting me for years on end, guys. That's an example of splitting to hatred. They go from loving the shit out of you, they literally love the shit out of you, they could literally be having sexual intercourse with you. Next week, something fucked up happens. Maybe they get the dogs kicked out of their apartment. They blame you for it. Now you're the biggest fucking piece of shit in the world. They want nothing to do with you. I wrote down some notes. So the splitting is not specific to borderline. Other disorders have it: narcissist personality, antisocial, as well as borderline. It's a cognitive distortion, which you can look that up. A psychodynamic defense mechanism, black or white thinking. Idealization with romantic partners, back to devaluation. They're going to love the shit out of their partners, and then that can move to devaluation. Related to one romantic person at a time. Love-hate cycles can happen quickly. The pattern of behavior, love-hate, it's impulsive. It's related to impulsivity. So your partner may be acting impulsive with these love-hate cycles, or the splitting can be impulsive. Splitting can be used to avoid getting hurt. It's a protective mechanism used for a sense of used when they feel a sense of fear or rejection. Um, they treat people around them as their, angels or demons. They're either the greatest guy in the world or the biggest scumbag in the world. Splitting can result in you not meeting their expectations. So maybe they wanted you to pay for dinner tonight and you didn't pay for dinner. Now they're upset about it. Now they start thinking, geez, maybe you weren't the best boyfriend they thought of. They could start splitting and start thinking they need to push you away. They can get delusional thoughts in their mind. A BPD woman can have paranoia as part of her mental illness. So she might start thinking, geez, you're going to kick her out of the house, or maybe you're going to break up with her. So she starts preemptively maybe moving over to a trigger, a split. She could think in her mind that you're going to kick her out, so I'm going to just start hating this individual. She might think, I'm going to start hating Jack because he's going to kick me out tonight. I have a feeling he's going to kick me out of the apartment, so I'm going to start hating him. Can lead to those, that love-hate cycle triggers. Like I said, the BPD person is not seeing the gray area when there is, in fact, a gray area. Every person, like I said, is not all good, is not all bad. There's a gray area there. They say things in black or white. I love them or I hate them. Keep in mind that all this love-hate cycle and idealization phases followed by devaluation. To answer your question, this is all symptoms of their mental illness. You're seeing these love-hate cycles because you're probably dealing with a borderline individual. You're probably dealing with a narcissist female or a female that have all three. You can literally have all three disorders at once. So you can have the co-occurring disorders with it. But basically, to answer your question, the splitting is a defense mechanism to avoid pain. They start feeling like you're going to reject them, so they start pushing you away. Maybe they think you're going to break up with them. It could be literal paranoia, delusional paranoia. They think you're going to break up with them, so they start hating you because they think you're going to break up with them. But the reason why the splitting can be so hard on the romantic partners is because us romantic partners, we get wicked attached to these women, these women with borderline, with narcissism, with antisocial. We get very attached to them because we're attached to that idealized object that we're seeing in front of us. Here we have a woman that's been idealizing us, love bombing us. Maybe they've been having sex with us, so we start idealizing them. And then they quickly shut the curtain on our fantasy show there. And that's why the partner is left devastated, is left upset, is left suicidal, is left brokenhearted, because the partner often has the ability to pair bond, the ability to attach to the other individual. But because the other individual has an inability to pair bond with you, which means they cannot bond with you like a normal animal would, like a normal person, they can't bond with you. They have an inability to bond with you because they have an unhealthy attachment style, which is preventing them from being a serious boyfriend, a serious girlfriend. All the red flags are going off in their head saying that they need to break up with you. Maybe their last boyfriend or husband beat the shit out of them. So love equates to fear in their mind. They're getting fearful. They think you're going to break up with them. They think you might end the relationship. So then they think they start having to push you away. They look for reasons to find fault in you because a lot of these people actually feel safer alone. There was a quote from a borderline person. He said, he had just met someone. In his mind, he's thinking, I can't wait to find out the reason why I'm going to hate you in 3 months. So borderline people are in touch with their tendency to split, the tendency to love people, to hate people, to cycle back and forth between love and hate. They can be, in tune with their use of that. I think some people start seeing the patterns. The romantic partners start seeing the patterns. The borderline person starts seeing the patterns. BPD splitting can be caused by insecurity. So when they start feeling insecure, that can cause splitting. But it's basically that black or white thinking. Your romantic partner is putting you in an all bad category or an all good category and forgetting all the good things you've done for them. They forgot you made breakfast for them. They forget all these gray areas that make you a good, half decent partner. You know, they're mad that you didn't pay the internet bill, so that's why they want to break up with you or something. Never mind the fact you cooked them breakfast this morning or you drove them to the hospital last night. They have a tendency to really be now focused in the moment. And like I said, it's often linked to impulsivity. So they're going to act impulsively, quickly, and act on those feelings that they're getting. They're having a lot of internal stimuli that you don't know nothing about. This internal voices are telling them, this man's going to break up with you. This man might hurt you. Your last boyfriend beat you up. This guy's going to beat you up. They have all these internal voices telling them reasons why they should end the relationship, reasons why they should devalue you because maybe they feel safer alone. You know, they can be their own worst enemy with some of these behaviors, but what the borderline person can do is start understanding that there is a gray area in people that you're involved with, your romantic partners. There's that gray area that you need to stop seeing people as black or white, all good or all bad, that there's that gray area, that people aren't all horrible or all angelic, that there's that gray area and people are not perfect. The second thing I think borderline need to realize is how their behavior impacts their romantic partner. You have no idea how devastating it is to be the receiver of this behavior. To be ghosted, to be given silent treatment, to not see your romantic partner for years on end, which sometimes when the hate cycle triggers, like I tell you guys all the time, you know, how my landlord had kicked my girlfriend's dog out. It's going on 3 years that she's given me silent treatment. 3 years that she's ghosted me because she blames me for those dogs getting kicked out of her apartment. That's how ridiculous borderline individuals can be, where even environmental triggers can lead to a hate cycle that can lead to years on end, guys. The same person that's ghosted me for almost 3 years, I literally bent over backwards for that person. So I do see how she's failing to see my good sides, the good that I had done for her. She's literally just putting me in an all bad pile because she's angry about the dogs. Never mind all the good things I did for her in her life. She doesn't even think about that. That's the black or white thinking that BPD women go through. She's not seeing all the good things about me, all my good qualities, all the things I've done nice for her. Literally not even thinking about that, just completely focused on that one bad action, which was the dogs getting kicked out. Anyway, if you like videos like this, you can like, subscribe, and share. If you want merch, you can check out my merch on Amazon by typing in Faith Rising, FAITHRIZING. It may not come up right away. You may need to actually look for the brand. It might say search instead for Faith Rising. Just click that. I need to contact Amazon because when I type in my brand name, it comes up as another brand name, Faith Rising, and I'm Faith Rising. So you just want to make sure the spelling's correct for the merch. That's FAITHRIZING to see 500 shirts starting at $13.49. Thank you guys for tuning into today's episode. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, Steve-O signing out. Boop.